Hello students, in our previous lecture we have seen some basic points regarding environment education. In previous session we have seen how to write a project report. In this session we are going to discuss a project with an example. So here we have an example of a project. So let us start. Title of a project is to study and do the assessment of red munia birds in Shindewadi village in Pune district. So from title itself we can understand that the topic selected over here is a local issue. The topic is the local issue in the Shindewadi village of Pune district, and it is about the study and assessment of red munia birds. So this is how you have to write the title of the project. Then the first point is selection of the topic. In selection of the topic you have to write introductory information. Now see what is written in introduction in this topic. Here the basic information about the topic or introductory information about the topic is written over here. Red munias as a very attractive bird. So the basic information about the bird is written over here. They are kept in cages because they are attractive. There is illegal trade of these birds as they are in high demand as a cage bird. Once upon a time they were very commonly seen, however now their numbers are reducing. So this is how the introductory information of the topic should be written in the first point, that is selection of the topic. Now the second point is importance of a study. As we have mentioned earlier, in importance you have to mention social, environmental and scientific values of the project. So see here how importance has been written. Study will help to understand if there is an illegal trade of birds in an area. So with the help of this study we can find out whether there is an illegal trade of the bird. Survey of these birds will help to identify the threats to the species. This study will also help us to identify various threats to the birds. So this is the scientific value or environmental value of the project. Study will throw light on the species distribution and identify the areas of occurrence. This is also one of the part of environmental value, that to know the occurrence and distribution of a particular bird species, and through this study we can create awareness among the locals regarding protecting the species. So this is how you can write importance. Here social and environmental importance of the particular topic is written. Now after writing importance, the third part is objectives. Now see here how objectives are written or objectives have been written. In objectives, the first objective over here is to study the distribution of red munias. So the first thing that, or the first purpose of the project work is to study the distribution, to know the distribution. Second is to study the abundance of the species, to know total population of a species in a particular area or in a study area. Third objective is to understand the threats of the species or the threats to the particular species. So to study threats is also one of the important objectives of the project work. So this is how you have to write objectives. Now the objectives will vary as per your topic. Now the fourth point is methodology. In our previous session we have seen how should write methodology. In this session I had told you that first of all you have to write the research method that you want to follow to conduct the project work. But before that, here write about the study area. In methodology you have to write which study area you have chosen. So write the basic information about your study area, its location, district, population of village, or the major occupation of a people in that area. So this is how you have to write the basic information of your study area. Then after, you have to choose the research method. Here the field observation method has been chosen. Field observation, and the student who has done this work, he had visited the area where red munias are seen on every Sunday from 8 to 10 a.m. from January to July. Now this is an example of field visit. Now if you want to follow the same method, then you can change your time according to your project. So this timing will vary as per your topic. He has counted the number of individuals seen. So he had visited so many times, and every time he has counted the number of individuals seen in that particular area. Next point is, he had also documented the activity of the birds, what they were doing exactly: feeding, preening, or nesting. So whenever he visited there, he documented the activity of the birds. So this is how you have to document your observations. Now he has also written down the plants on which they were feeding. So the plants on which they are feeding is also one of the important point in the study or in the project work. He also conducted the survey of people in a village about the munias. And to conduct this survey, he had prepared a questionnaire. He had prepared list of questions, and he had asked these questions to the locals about the red munias. And this is how he had collected the information of the topic. So this is how in methodology you have to write basic information about your study area, then you have to select the research method, and by using one or more research methods you can collect information. Now the next point is observations. Now here to mention the observations, to record the observation, the student had used the tabular form. Here the table showing month-wise data of a population of red munias in the study area. So he had prepared a table. In next slide we are going to see the table he had prepared. Now they are seen in small flocks, 15 to 20 of them together. Only one flock was observed which increased in January. So this is how he had noted his observations. He had also prepared list of plants on which they are seen feeding. So here you can prepare list also. They mostly feed on grass seeds and seen in jowar fields. So this is also one of the important observation he has mentioned. They are seen chirping all the time and very agile. So here important observation is what they were doing. Whenever he had visited the study area, all the times the birds were chirping and they are very agile. So this is how he had prepared a table. First column is serial number, then dates of the visits, number of birds seen, what activity they are doing exactly at the time of visit, and the place. In the study area he had visited various places, and according to his visits he had prepared a chart or the table showing number of birds and activity of the birds. So this is how you have to prepare your observations. You have to present your observations in tabular or in whatever form you want to use. Now the next point is analysis. So here in analysis, histogram is used by the student, and he has shown the month-wise population of the birds from January to August. Now, after seeing this histogram, we can say that in January large number of birds were seen, and the minimum number of birds were seen in the month of August. So there is a trend. By looking at this figure, we can easily identify the trend in the month-wise population of the birds. So this is how the analysis is important. Now he has also written the explanation of analysis. How he has explained analysis: population of munias change month-wise in the study area as shown in figure. In January or winter, more individuals of birds are seen which keep on decreasing by summer. So here we can see this trend. From January to August, the number of birds are decreasing gradually. So this is what he has mentioned over here. In January or winter, more individuals of birds are seen which keep on decreasing by summer. Now local people interviewed say that they are not to be seen so commonly in recent years. So Before few years there were large number of birds seen, there were large number of red munias seen, but nowadays since few years their number is constantly decreasing. Now one more observation or analysis he has done is 11% people informed that they have seen people catching the area. Now here he has mentioned exact percentage of the people informed about the people who were catching the birds in that particular area. Now how can you calculate this percentage? It is not necessary to ask so many people to calculate such a type of percentage. Suppose if you have asked 10 people about such a question, and from these 10 people if 4 people have told you that the people are catching the red munias, then you can write that 40% people have informed that they have seen people catching the area. So it is very important, it is very easy to calculate such a kind of a percentage. So this is how he has written that so many people informed that they have seen people catching that area. The number is 11%. Now the result, important point is result. Now see how the result has been written. The red munias are seen in Shindewadi and nearby villages. Their numbers increase in January as maybe some local migration of the birds happen in the area. The threat to the species is there is a catching of birds. It's seen by very few local people, 11%. Another threat is also the changing crop pattern in the area. Instead of jowar, bajra, people grow sugarcane or anjeer or pomegranates. So this is one of the important conclusion, that due to change in cropping pattern, the number of birds are decreasing. Remaining points are the red munias are seen in the village fields near the flowing streams. So red munias are primarily found in the village fields near the flowing stream. The number is decreasing and there are no larger flocks seen. The birds are caught and the local people have no idea why they are caught. So the people who are catching the birds are not from local area, they are not from the village, so they come from outside and they catch these birds. The people who catch them are not from village, they are not local people, and the local people do not have idea why the people from outside area are catching the birds. So this is how conclusion can be written. Now see, in analysis, how can histogram be useful in showing your observations or in analyzing the data? Here is the bird count on water bodies on about 30 different water bodies. So this is how you can show the data in analysis. It helps us to identify the pattern. Now let us revise some points. While selecting a topic, what topic should I research? So you should start with this question: what topic should I research? While selecting the topic, you should keep your eyes and ears open. You should observe your surrounding. You have to be inquisitive and you have to ask why. So this is how you have to select the topic. While selecting a topic, think big but start with small things. While writing the title, you have to be very clear. The title should reflect what you will do, what you are going to do, and it should not be vague or too general. So title should be clear, it should reflect what you are going to do exactly. While writing in aims and objectives, what is that you want to find out? So here you have to maintain what is that you want to find out in your project work. Write down the objectives of the project, whether you already have little information and you want to find out further. Sometimes it may be possible that you may have some little information about your topic and you want to find out more and more information. Read relevant material. Here you can use textbooks, reference books, whatever material which is relevant to the topic. You can read even newspaper articles also. So such a kind of relevant material you should read to conduct your project work. Planning the research. Once you have identified the problem you want to work on, discuss with the experts. You can identify the experts in that particular field and you can discuss your problem with them. Try to read some material on the subject. Here again, Google is the good place to start. You can read material from internet. As told earlier, you can use textbooks or even reference books or newspaper articles also. Finalize your methodology. How are you going to collect your data? While finalizing your methodology, this depends on what you are going to explore. So how are you going to collect your data depends upon what you are going to explore. You can use various methods as we have studied earlier. Various methods: surveys, interviews, experiment method, field visit, questionnaire. So you can select your method, research method, and you can start your project work. Finalize your methodology. While finalizing your methodology, you have to spend more time on this aspect because it is the most important part of your work. Then it comes to the analysis. While analyzing your data, you can use graphs, bar diagrams or pie diagrams, pie charts, etc. This will help you to understand the patterns in your data. Keep an open mind. Do not preconceived ideas. During interpretation of the data, what do the pattern in analysis mean? So you have to find out the patterns in your analysis. Now see how can you use the how to write analysis actually. So this is the data of falling leaves observed from January to December in 3 different cities: Delhi, Mumbai and Goa. It is too detailed data. The exact numbers are given and it is too detailed. We can make it simple like this: falling leaves in millions. So here only figures are there like 11, 14 or 3. So this is how you can make your data simple while doing analysis. This is the falling leaves. Again the same data is represented over here and it is too detailed. We can make it simple like this. It is much simpler. So this is how you have to make your data simple. Please be ambassadors of protecting environment. Thank you.